Congratulations, sir, ma'am. You just got hired at Waffle House. Now, before you go out onto the floor, we gotta set you down and have you watch this training video. I'm gonna watch it with you, and we're gonna have a nice little reaction and see what this training video, legit, from Waffle House is all about. And we may have a good laugh. I know it's kind of dated, but me as your manager, it has some vital info in there for you. So it's about to play right now. Here we go. That looks good, doesn't it? Ooh, a nice cup of coffee. Pick a card, any card. Dishes. Nice sack.
Good morning.
Put a smile on your face. Even if life is completely trash, you wear that smile proudly while you're working at the Waffle House. Here we have the door core.
Hello and welcome to Waffle House, and welcome to the position we call the door core. If you're energetic, a team player who possesses that ability to think on your feet, in all your life, people have always said that you're the friendliest person they've ever met and that you really know how to make people feel at home, then
you could get paid minimum wage at the Waffle House.
You're our kind of person. Just the kind of person we need meeting and greeting at our front door. Being a team member in a door core is more than just a smile and a quick hello. As you'll see in this video, you have to be a juggler.
I love the Diet Coke, or not the Diet Coke, the old school Coke machine there.
A smooth talker, an Olympic sprinter, and an entertainer, all without moving more than 6 feet away from your post, the door. It's not always easy, but if you're the kind of person we think you are, then you're in for the ride of your life. So where do we begin?
You're gonna get into all kinds of fights and crazy shenanigans at 3 a.m. Be ready.
The first impression is always a great place to start.
I think a professional appearance is vital at the door. I'm talking about neat, clean, well-groomed, enthusiastic, great attitude. After all, I am the first impression of Waffle House a customer
I like
gets.
her. She's hot.
The door core uniform for females is dark slacks or a skirt, nothing tight, and never jeans. A white long-sleeve button-down Oxford shirt, a Waffle House ascot, and a name tag. Now the male uniform is dark slacks, a
Look how that guy's standing. NPC behavior.
white long-sleeve button-down Oxford shirt, Waffle House tie, and a name tag. Now your shoes should be comfortable black leather closed-toe with rubber soles. You know, so that you don't slip.
Yeah.
Oh, and go easy on the cologne, your makeup,
Because that floor is greasy as hell.
and jewelry. Now that goes for you guys too. The cologne and the jewelry, I mean.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, and the most important thing, don't forget to smile.
The door core uniform is one of the first impressions of Waffle House that a customer gets, so it's very important. Your slacks or skirt should preferably be black, and your complete uniform should be clean and pressed at all times. But I must stress again what Marlo said is true. The most important part of any door core uniform is your smile. It's that warm, friendly facial expression coupled with that friendly hello and goodbye that make customers feel welcome and glad they chose our restaurant.
Yeah, so if you don't show up in slacks or an Oxford shirt, at least wear your smile.
Hello, welcome to Waffle House.
Hi.
How are y'all doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good. It'll be just a minute before your table's ready. So why don't you help yourself to a cup of coffee over at the coffee bar?
Okay.
They have a coffee bar? Never knew that.
Somebody told me when I first started to think of Waffle House like I would my home. That helped a lot
I
because
think I've
pride
seen this guy in a
myself on being
Beavis
good
and
host.
Butthead episode before.
I love company. And I wouldn't dream of friends dropping in, even for a few minutes, without having them sit a bit, offering them something to drink and something good to eat. Excuse me, here comes another customer. Hello, welcome to Waffle House. It'll be just a minute before your table's ready, so if you'd like a cup of coffee, help yourself over at the coffee bar.
Thank you.
It is your job not only to open the door and greet the customer with a smile, but to assure them of a very short wait and to make them feel as comfortable as possible. Offer them a cup of coffee, but be careful. Never be lured away from your post, that front door. Because of the unique way that
When was the last time you ever walked into a Waffle House and there's somebody waiting at the door? Absolutely never. They must have they cut this roll out.
Waffle Houses are designed, it's only natural that sometimes we have more customers than we have booths or counter space for. But again, because of the way we're designed, the average table turns every 15 to 21 minutes, and that's when a member of the door corps really shines. It's your job to convince each and every customer that it's a short wait, and you have to note their names and place in line and speed up the whole process by having them know what item on the menu they want by the time they're seated. And you always have to keep your eye on that door. No matter how many customers we have, we don't want any getting away. Now, I can't stress this enough. Our business and your paycheck depend on turning those tables. Get the customers in the door, point them to that waiting coffee, get their names, along with a brief description so you'll recognize them when it's their turn, and write it on your door corps checklist.
Yeah, write it down. Loser in a big, huge, baggy shirt that's tucked in to his Bermuda shorts, because this is the 90s. And write that little note down so you know he wants the chocolate chip waffles.
Take the time to let them know what a short wait it will be and get a menu in their hand so they can start looking over it and they'll know what they want to eat before they're seated.
There was this one time when our store was getting really busy.
Baby.
And there I was saying my hellos, offering coffee, waiting chairs, passing out menus, and doing my best to make
You
people
come
feel
here
comfortable.
often?
Well, anyway, I was getting another pot of coffee for the coffee bar, and I looked up and saw these three people peek in, then walk back to the parking lot. Well, before I even thought about it, I put that coffee on the hot plate and rushed to the door.
Hey,
excuse me!
Get the hell on out of
You
here.
didn't think I was going to let you leave without getting a cup of coffee now, did you? Now, by the time you get in your car, go somewhere else, you could be sitting at one of our tables ordering what you came here to get in the first place. Well, they looked at
Look
me
at that
like
car. Do you really think they're going to go anywhere else? That's Waffle House material.
I was crazy. Then they busted out laughing and came on inside. You know, that's my day as a door corps that I remember the best.
Now, I've told you that we never let a customer get away, but there are some things that we never do. We never go into the parking lot after a customer, no matter what. Now, you can do like Marlo did. Open the door and kindly ask the
Yeah, go in the parking lot and chase people down. Tell them to get the hell on in here, boy.
customer to come back in. But again, never go into the parking lot. It's your job to convince the customer to stay before they start heading out that door. Stay inside. Also, we never go behind the counter, no matter how busy or how slow things may be. And finally, we never close the blinds on third shift, even if we're really crowded, for safety reasons.
It was my first shift on the door corps, and I had just sent a party of 4 to the last empty booth when 2 more cars pulled into the parking lot. It looked like we were about to get busy. So I grabbed a quick look at the coffee bar to make sure both pots were full and there were plenty of cups. And I pulled out my little checklist notepad to write the name and number
Yeah, Joanna, pull out your little checklist.
of people in each party so I could seat them in the order they came in. My manager suggested writing a brief description like red tie or green shirt next to the name to help me remember it.
I'd see that family walk in and be like, well, time to go to the bathroom, take a dump.
Each customer. So I looked at the first customer and he was, well, rather short. And I almost wrote that down. But then I remembered that sometimes when I'm waiting in a restaurant, instead of asking how long before I'm served, I just peek over a shoulder. So I figured most people are probably a lot like me, and the last thing I'd want that man to see was a description that might hurt his feelings. And that's really helped me keep my descriptions limited to clothes. And to this day, I've never gotten a name or my seating order wrong.
What's wrong with being short? I'm short. I'm 5'2". Big deal.
Keeping an accurate list is really important. It keeps you from seating parties out of turn and assures the customer that you're organized. We want to always seat customers on a first-in, first-seated basis. And that tip about limiting descriptions of customers to their clothes, it's a good one. Don't just write down ugly tie. And oh, another thing, at Waffle House, we don't
I'd write down on the thing, dipshit.
call numbers. Now serving number 12, or use a big bulky reservation pad. Instead, we review the description, identify the customer, and then call them by name. It's much more personal. Careful to always use the checklist, however. Even though you can probably remember their name, it's important that a customer see you with the pad. It makes them feel like you're in control and helps them feel more sure that they won't be out of line. There'll be times when every customer's been greeted and seated and no new customers appear to be arriving. But there's still plenty of things for...
Yeah, that's when you go out and you go on the roof of the Waffle House and put a new, roof on, get your shingles out and stuff. If you have time to lean, you have time to get up, and we leave it to you that's getting paid $4.50 an hour, That's the Waffle House way.
A member of the door corps to do without straying too far from that front door.
I like to stay busy, so I don't mind stepping in and helping the service team. When I've made sure that all customers are happy, I'll wipe down a table and seat that needs it, or maybe even get a table ready for bussing. You stack the dishes and
Bussing? Did you just say bussing?
then push them towards the salesperson.
Yeah, that'd
so
be
they can get at
bussing.
them easy.
Hey, yo.
Now, if
that'd be
the high chair's
bussing,
dirty,
y'all.
I pass the tray to the salesperson.
I
to
like
clean
the way you
while I
clean
wipe
that
down the rest
table.
of the chair.
It'd be bussing.
Helping each other helps keep everybody happy. Plus, it gives us the opportunity to serve
This
more
is Timu Steve Martin.
customers.
Now, there are a few key things to know about the door corps. The first, of course, is to always take care of that door. The second is to never go behind the counter,
Door
not
corps.
for anything. Now, I know it's tempting when your teammates are busy.
This is the mastermind behind the name of Door Corps. Just very blank, just not much going on in that brain. Just a blank canvas. And any little thing that kind of rhymes, he'll think it's like a stroke of genius.
And you need something, you hate to bother them. Or maybe you think you should pitch in and help them with dishes. Don't. If you're behind the counter when people walk in, you could lose customers, and lost customers results in lost tips for your friends.
Yeah, not a new summer home for the owner of this place and this establishment. So you better bust your ass.
Keep busy by talking to waiting customers, cleaning the glass, or surfacing the coffee bar. Your coffee bar should have a small table or condiment stand, a small trash can with changeable liner, an electric hot plate, preferably two-eyed. Make sure that the coffee's always fresh. You should get a fresh pot from a salesperson every 20 minutes. Only have one pot of
Miss
coffee
me
on the
with
bar
that.
if we don't have a crowd. It saves coffee and that saves money. You're also responsible for making sure there's enough creamer, sugar, and sweet and low, that there's some kind of basket or cup to hold the sweet and low, plenty of spoons, along with two 16-ounce glasses, one for clean spoons, the other for the dirty ones, Waffle House napkins, coffee cups, a minimum of 10 menus, glass cleaner and newspaper, and a door corps checklist with a sharpened pencil or pen.
Look at that. They gave free cups of coffee out. Do they even do that? I mean, they don't do that at the Waffle Houses around here, that's for sure. I think a cup of coffee at a Waffle House, they charge you $2.50 now.
And there are other things in the Waffle House that are your responsibility. As I mentioned earlier, make time to talk to waiting customers. Look for something of interest, maybe something you might have in common, and then talk about it. If possible, let them know in line where they are.
That's the last thing. Just from a customer standpoint, when I go to a place, I don't ever want to make chit-chat with someone serving me. Just for them, because I don't want them to feel pressured like they have to be nice to me. But also, I just want to get my order and I want to get my food. It's nothing personal, but I just have this idea that like these managers and stuff always have this idea, you got to remember the names of the people. I remember when I made sandwiches at St. Louis Bread Co. or Panera, they would push you to try to remember people's names when they would come through, when 95% of the time I would be looking at the sandwich line trying to get the orders out as tickets would just fill up and the other helper would just disappear and I'd be stuck getting slammed. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sit there and smile. Oh, hey, Johnny. How's retirement? Must be nice. 30 years retired. Yeah, yep. Life is, really hard. Yeah, I get it, man. Yeah, no thanks.
They are. It lets them know that you're really on top of things. Plus, it makes the time go by quicker.
Seems like I'm always cleaning the glass. Then in walks a customer. And when I finally get back to it,
This guy looks like, if you remember the Beavis and Butthead episode called Positive Acting Teens. Anyways, at the beginning of that episode, the positive acting teens are sitting around, and this guy looks like the older version of a kid in there when he said, "And that old man hit me in the throat with his cane."
We sang carols for senior citizens.
That old man hit me in the throat with his cane.
He was old and confused, Ryan.
It's a nice comparison, I see.
But Smudge City. Of course, it's all part of the job.
Smudge
But it didn't take
City.
me long to realize that if I stayed on top of it, gave them a good quick swipe with a spray cleaner and newspaper I keep at my station, those windows never stop sparkling. And it takes me no time at all. And it makes sense, too. Our doors and windows make an impression, just like I make one when I say hello and goodbye to all our customers.
I know that old joke about, I don't do windows, but here at Waffle House we
What joke is that? I never heard of that joke.
do. As a member of the door corps, you're the one responsible for first impressions. And the windows, the door glass, the anodized aluminum trim, keeping all that clean and shiny gives a positive first impression. And if you stay on top of it, it really takes no time at all.
So when you think about it, I am responsible for the first and last impression people have of the Waffle House.
That old man hit me in the throat with his cane.
When you look at it like that, it makes it easy to keep my area tidy. It only takes a minute to walk into the entranceway and pick up a piece of paper, or ask for another pot of coffee, or clean cups for the coffee bar when I see we're running low. And even though I can't leave my duties at the door long enough to clean it,
Duties.
it is my responsibility to let the manager know when the bathrooms are dirty, need to be stocked with toilet paper,
And there's a turd in the toilet.
soap, paper towels, or even when the light is burned out.
Well, you've just heard about more of your responsibilities. You police your area for trash or dropped items. You mop up any and all spills immediately.
Yeah, mop that piss up off the floor like a good boy now.
You already know about the coffee bar, and you watch over the bathroom. However, never take the time to clean or restock it yourself. Tell the manager and he'll assign someone to do it. And don't feel guilty. It's your responsibility to stay at the door. We can't afford to have you away from it. Now, being a member of Door Corps is a major responsibility, but it's nothing you can't handle if you just remember a few points. Always open the front door and welcome each customer with a smile and friendly
Oh, he just
greeting.
got done his shift. Paul got done with his shift at Valvoline. Look at that smile. He's so happy. He's going to get himself some smothered and covered hash browns and going to get himself one of those steaks at Waffle House. And nothing sets off a good steak like some ketchup.
Door and welcome each customer with a smile and friendly greeting.
It's a line from Waiting.
If there's a wait, assure the customer there will be a short one and offer a beverage and a chair. Write each waiting customer's name and a brief description down so you'll be able to call them
Oh,
by
here
name
we go.
and seat them on a
Look
first-come,
out.
first-seated basis.
Better start sandbagging
Give
those
each waiting
waffles
customer a
now.
menu and offer suggestions. Talk to your customers. It makes their wait seem shorter. Make sure the coffee bar is stocked and your area is clean. Help bus tables when possible. Clean glass and mirrors, and check bathrooms when time allows. Close window blinds if it becomes crowded so that people wouldn't come in if they thought
There
it
you
would
go,
be crowded.
Steve Martin.
At all other times,
Nice
especially
Camaro,
third
bro.
shift,
Hell
keep
yeah.
blinds open so Waffle House always looks warm.
And Ed Gain is eating at the Waffle House. That's his truck right there. He's got that camper shell on to be discreet.
Warm and inviting and friendly. Remember, never close blinds on third shift. Leave them open for safety reasons. And don't forget, your main job is to take care of that door. Well, now that you got that down pat, there might be a time when we project so much business that we have to have a two-door core team. The primary
Oh, a
responsibility of the
doubler.
second door core is to speed up the process by actually taking orders while the customers are waiting to be seated. And because this second person is writing guest checks, he or she must be a trained salesperson. Here's what you do if you're ever part of a two-person door core.
And if you want this job, you better have a degree in sales and 10 years experience. And then maybe we'll give you a job at minimum wage.
Welcome each customer with a friendly greeting and a smile. Introduce yourself and tell the customer that it really is a short wait. Give all the waiting customers a menu. Write and price the guest check. Then give the guest check
Oh,
to
yeah, I'm going to have that waffle instead. I wanted that waffle with that, what do you call those, blueberries? They're blue and they're like berries? Oh, hell
the
yeah.
customer, so they
Oh,
can
give
pass
me
it to
some
the
of that.
salesperson once they're seated. Help prepare dirty tables for busing, but never, ever go behind the counter. Assist, and that's a key word, assist in the maintenance of the coffee bar, customer area, and restrooms. Clean the front door glass, customer area, restroom, and porch area as needed. And be sure to say thank you, come again to each
Yeah, get the
customer
hell
as they
out of
leave.
here. Leave
We
us
know
alone.
being a member of the Door Corps is a really big job, but we also know you can handle it. All you have to do is remember a few simple rules.
No matter what other responsibilities you have.
No matter what, other, let's listen back to that again. No matter what, got some Hank Hill in it.
No matter what other
No matter what,
no matter what other responsibilities you have. Don't
no
neglect
matter
the door.
what other.
And don't forget to say hello and goodbye.
Responsibilities you have. No matter what other responsibilities you have. Don't neglect the door.
And don't forget to say hello and goodbye. And always smile.
And remember, never let a customer get away.
Yeah, chase them down, tackle them. Thank you. So there you go. Congratulations. You have found your dream career at Waffle House. You start later on tonight, third shift. Make sure you keep those blinds open. Don't you close them. You are part of the Door Corps. You are part of a very important elite group. Okay. See you guys later.
That old man hit me in the throat with his cane.